Evening, everyone. Welcome to the regular meeting of council for the Township of Malahide on February 20th. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 7:01. First, we'll look at approving the agenda. Any changes or additions? Deputy Mayor Widner?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I just have something to bring up about the roads.
Okay. Anything else?
Just comment about the lines that are moving to the complex.
So actually that's already on the agenda. Yep, because we have to consider the in correspondence what the motion that we received from the town of Aylmer or from the county. So we'll make sure we bring it up at that point. Okay. Okay, so the resolution then to approve the agenda as amended.
That the February 20th, 2025 regular council meeting agenda be approved as presented with the following addition announcements regarding the roads department.
Thank you. Mover and seconder, please. Councilor Leach moves, Deputy Mayor Widner seconds. All in favor? That is carried. Next is disclosure of pecuniary interest. Councilor Glinski for Tate Drain. Okay. So noted, received. Next, we go to announcements. Deputy Mayor Widner.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. During a recent snowstorm, I've had a lot of good compliments about the conditions of our roads. So I'd like to pass that along and congratulate our roads crew and staff for doing a great job because it must not have been easy because we had a lot of snow. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for that. Big shout out to the roads crew indeed. It's relentless with the wind, and so we haven't gotten used to that, or we got spoiled, I guess, the last couple of years. So yeah, much appreciated. Okay, so next we'll move to, we have the presentation for service awards this evening to our firefighters. So logistically, I'm going to suggest we'll do each presentation at the podium. And then when we're all done, we'll do a group picture in front of the logo and flags. Sounds good? So good evening again, officially. Honored colleagues, members of council, family and friends. Tonight, we celebrate Kevin Ostraser, Stan Putnam, Dennis Johnson, Jeff Spoor, and Randy Lowen, whose combined service represent over 165 years of protecting and serving the people of our township. So it is an honor for me to be doing that with my colleagues this evening. So first, we'll begin with Kevin and Johnny.
So Kevin Ostrasser is getting his 40 years of service, haven't gone unrecognized. So tonight he's receiving the 40-year Federal Exemplary Service Bar, the 40-year Provincial Long Service Bar, and the Municipal Service Award Medal. This triple recognition is a testament to his many years of dedication to both the Township of Malahide and the Village of Springfield. Kevin's leadership and commitment have left a long-lasting impact on our community, and we sincerely thank him for his ongoing service.
He's not here. And so he's not, so Kevin is not with us this evening, so we'll make sure that he receives the awards for sure. Next is Stan Putnam, who's also not here this evening, but we'd like to acknowledge him. Councilor Leach.
Thank you.
So with 37 years of service, Stan has served both the Township of Malahide and the Township of South Dorchester and has been a pillar of strength in the fire service and in the community. His dedication is being recognized tonight with the Municipal Service Award. Since 1987, his service and leadership have played a vital role in shaping our fire department. Stan has recently decided to hang up his helmet and retire. While we will miss him and on the front lines, we are forever grateful for his countless contributions over the years. Stan, we wish you all the best in your retirement.
Thank you, Councillor Leach, and we'll also make sure that Stan receives the award. Next, we'd like to honor Dennis Johnson. Councillor Glinsky.
Dennis Johnson, tonight we celebrate your 34 years of dedication with the Municipal Service Award. Your unwavering commitment and hard work have helped keep this community safe for more than 3 decades. Your service has been invaluable, and we are truly grateful for your contribution and ongoing service as captain. Thank you.
Dennis, come on up. Thank you so much. Next, we get to recognize the one and only Jeff Spoor. Deputy Mayor Widner.
Tonight, we are honored to recognize the exceptional contributions with the 30-year Federal Exemplary Service Bar, the 30-year Provincial Long Service Award Bar, and the 30-year Municipal Services Award Medal. These prestigious awards are a testament to your unwavering commitment and dedication to both the department and the community over the past 3 decades. Your consistent hard work, professionalism, and leadership have not only strengthened the department, but also positively impacted the community you serve. Your dedication to upholding the values of service, integrity, and excellence has set a high standard for your colleagues and has made a lasting difference in the lives of those around you. We are incredibly grateful for your service and proud to celebrate this remarkable milestone with you tonight. So, congratulations. Thanks for what you do. Oh.
Hey, what about me?
You didn't see it over there, so-
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and next this evening, we also celebrate Randy Lowen. Reaching 25 years of service is a remarkable achievement, and tonight we recognize you for the 25-year Provincial Long Service Award. Your commitment and dedication over the past quarter century have been essential to our fire service and communities we serve. Your efforts have helped strengthen our team, and we're truly grateful for your continued service as one of our district fire chiefs. Come on up.
So this also has a certificate comes with from the province as well. So.
Wow. Amazing. Wonderful. So to each of you, your dedication, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to serving others represent the very best of the fire service. You have answered the calls countless times, putting your community before yourselves. You have trained, mentored, and led with integrity, leaving a legacy that will inspire future generations of firefighters. On behalf of the Township of Malahide and the entire fire service family, we thank you for your extraordinary service. Congratulations. on these well-deserved honors. Okay, take some pictures. Okay, so we'll move to the adoption of minutes. So we have the minutes from our last meeting of January 30th. Any errors or omissions? Seeing none, the resolution, please.
That the minutes of the regular council meeting held on January 30th, 2025 be adopted.
Mover and seconder, please. Counselor Wilson moves. Counselor Leach seconds. All in favor? That is carried. Next, we move to approval of business consent agenda. There's one item being considered. So we have the resolution, please.
Whereas at its January 30th, 2025 meeting, the Committee of the Whole recommended to Council that report number Clerk 2501 entitled Information Technology Services Contract Extension be received, and that staff be authorized to take the necessary actions to finalize and formalize the 2-year contract extension with Zuling Technologies. Be it resolved that Council adopts the above recommendations from the Committee of the Whole.
Mover and seconder, please. Counselor Glinski moves. Counselor Wilson seconds. All in favor? That is carried. Next, we move to new business. Director Spoor, you have a number of reports for us. We'll start with the Emergency Services Quarterly Activity Report, October to December.
Good year, Mayor. First we have this evening is the, someone else's. Is that one on still? Okay, first we have is the Emergency Service Quarterly Report. So this outlines our key statistics from October to December 2024. In that time, Malahide Fire Service responded to 94 incidents. Fire incidents resulted in an estimated $1.18 million in losses, though $575,000 in property was saved. Fire Prevention Week activities reached over 1,300 students with an annual food drive. Also, we did through Christmas time there, we collected 100 boxes of food and $3,300 in donations. Additionally, the fire department trained 495 police college cadets in the quarter, bringing our 24 total to 2,035 trained officers. Quarterly revenues of $28,591 were generated through training, MVC cost recovery, and inspections. 41 burn permits were ordered, and bringing our total for the year to 406. That's the highlights I have for this report. If there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Thank you for that. Questions, comments? Seeing none, we'll proceed with the resolution.
The report number F-2502 entitled Emergency Services Quarterly Activity Report, October to December be received.
Mover and seconder, please. Deputy Mayor Widner moves, Councillor Wilson seconds. All in favor? That is carried. Next is the annual report, 2024. Director Spore.
So our second report tonight is our 24 year-end report. So just a quick highlight of that. Malahide Fire Service responded to 369 calls for service last year, an increase of 327 in 2023. The department's average response time was 9 minutes and 8 seconds to structural fire cause, which meets the NFPA standards. The fire prevention team engaged in over 8,000 residents through 45 public education events. We hired 10 new volunteer firefighters and trained them as well. Fire losses in 2024 totaled $2.05 million, but with $3.2 million in property saves through effective fire suppression efforts. Financially, the department invoiced $111,865 from MVC recovery costs and secured nearly $100,000 in grants and corporate funding for training, equipment, and emergency preparedness. If council has any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Thank you for that. Busy year. Any comments or questions? Councillor Leach?
Thank you, Director Spore, for outlining the excellent work that the Malahide Fire Services does for our community. The difference in response times between the fire halls, can you explain why there's a slight difference?
Sure. Majority of people, like for the South stations, just there's probably about a minute in difference. Just the fact of the drive time to the hall. So in town here, and even in Lyons, there's the people are actually living right close to the hall. Probably of the 20 or so firefighters we have here in Springfield, for example, probably 15 of them, 10 of them live right in town, which will get the truck out faster. That's the only reason. So yeah, they are still fairly close, so they're pretty good. So
it is, not very much different, and it's exceptionally short wait time for have someone at your emergency. So that's like a fabulous thing for everyone in our community to have such fast service. So thank you to everyone.
thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Once again, well done. And the resolution, please.
The report number F-2503 entitled Malahide Fire and Emergency Services 2024 Year-End Report be received, and that the officers appointed for Malahide Fire Services effective January 1st, 2025 are South Station Captains Jacob Giesbrecht, North Station District Deputy Chief Dave Bradley, North Station Captain Mark Moyer, and North Station Acting Captain Seth Lindsay.
Mover and seconder. Councillor Wilson moves, Councillor Glinsky seconds. All in favor? That is carried. Director Spore, truly the star of the show this evening.
I saved up all the reports for one time, so we
That's
get them over with. So our third report tonight is just a basic report for information for emergency preparedness grant. We applied for the grant last year. We were not successful in getting it, but we were reapplied this year. And we were successful in getting it. So provincial money is going to come to us for $49,031.11, which will be used to buy 14 ice water rescue suits and 10 more portable radios. This will help our response and our ability and helps with the money from the province as well. So anytime we can get a grant, we're more than happy to get that. And all the costs are covered by the province for this. So anybody else has any other questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Good job. Perseverance. Any questions or comments? Proceed with the resolution, please.
The report number F-2504 entitled Community Emergency Preparedness Grant be received for information, and that Malahide Council approves and authorizes the agreement between the township and the province, granting the Director of Fire and Emergency Services and the Director of Corporate Services the authority to execute the grant agreement on behalf of the township.
Mover and seconder. Counselor Glinski moves, Counselor Leach seconds. All in favor? That is carried. Another grant.
One more. So it's just this is a really short one too. It's not much money, but it's every bit helps. So we have applied for a grant again for Fire Marshal's Public Fire Safety Council. We were successful last year in getting it, which was just over $3,000. And then this is the last of the 3 years. So they split it up again, and the people that applied, and they were successful. I think 70 departments are successful in the province. So we got our share of $2,753.54, which we purchased 5 iPads in cases for our training division, so they could use it for training for the halls. So fully funded by the Public Safety Council, and I thank them for their grants, and the amount we've got from them the last 3 years is fairly. We've done 3 years in a row where we've got money for them. So if anybody's got any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Thank you. Counselor Leach.
Not a question, but just thank you very much for, on behalf of the township, searching out the grants to help cover some of the costs and make it easier for you to do your job and our ratepayers not to have to help cover that. Thank you.
It's appreciated. And like I said, in my annual report there, the grants and the corporate donations through Kitty and stuff for the alarms, it's been over the last year has been just about $100,000. So
Nicely done. Deputy Mayor Widner.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Through to Jeff. Yeah, great job on getting those grants. That's a lot of money and it's appreciated. Nothing wrong with getting grants. The money's there. And if we don't get it, somebody else will. Do they have any grants for fire trucks yet or no?
we are working on it. It's always nice when there's an election around because they start throwing some money around. So the Ontario Associated Fire Chief, which I'm a member of, we've been pushing with the provincial government and Solicitor General Kersner there. So he's been, like I said, the first step was that we got some grant money last year, which is the fire protection grant, which we just got awarded this year, but that's our first step. So we got $30 million over 3 years. First year is done. We were successful in that. We're eligible for the next 2 years as well. But we are lobbying with the government to start helping out the municipalities a little better. So it's been working good, and the government has been receptive to helping out. So the police get a lot of money. Ambulance gets lots of money. Fire and the municipalities don't get anything so far. So we are very hopeful that we started with $30 million, but we're going to keep working for more. So.
Yeah, thank you for investing the time in that advocacy work. It's well worth it. Okay, so resolution, please.
The report number F-2505 entitled Fire Marshal's Public Fire Safety Council Certification Grant be received for information.
Mover and seconder, please. Deputy Mayor Widner moves. Councillor Leach seconds. All in favor? That is carried. Next item on the agenda is the correspondence, the Elgin County correspondence and the Town of Aylmer's correspondence regarding the relocation of the Aylmer Library branch to the East Elgin Community Complex. Mr. Diaz?
Through you, Mayor Jaguar, with regard to the correspondence here, and it is in general a summary. We have correspondence from the county with regard to the relocation of the Almer Library to the EECC complex. And part of that recommendation was to reach out to Almer Council with regard to for an endorsement for that location. That being said, the town of Almer has responded with regard to it looks like a shift in consideration for full consideration of all viable locations for the Almer Library with consideration for public engagement and input on all options as per their resolution. That being said, part of this resolution that was passed recommends that this recommendation be provided to Elgin County and also to the Township of Malahide for consideration and is therefore being brought forward today.
Okay, thank you for that summary. Before opening it up for discussion, let's table the resolution first and then with the mover and seconder, and then so that we'll see what we're proposing as our position, and then we'll have a discussion as needed. Go ahead.
Whereas the township has received correspondence from the County of Elgin and the Town of Elmer regarding the relocation of the Elmer Library branch to the East Elgin Community Complex, therefore be it resolved, the Township of Malahide receives the correspondence and supports the opportunity to participate in discussions regarding the relocation, suggesting that these discussions occur in an open public forum rather than through the establishment of a committee.
Okay, mover and seconder. Councillor Leach moves. Deputy Mayor Widner seconds. I'll open it up for discussion. So again, as a township, we're proposing that we definitely participate in public and further discussion in a public forum, but probably not through a committee. Any further comments on that? Deputy Mayor?
Yes, I can agree with this. I mean, every time we get in this position, it's like one step forward, two steps back. And I think it's time that we push to get this, a resolution to this, because it's going on 15 or 18 years of this. It's got really frustrating, and I think the people are frustrated. So if we can move this ahead quickly with some quick meetings, I think that'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Wilson?
Through you, Madam Mayor, the village of Springfield is well served by the library that we have at Malahide Place. But the south end of the township doesn't have any libraries. So the chance to come into Elmer, to a space where there's parking, to a space where it's going to be, I guess, unused space a lot of the time, checks off a lot of boxes. And the library isn't going to serve just the town of Elmer. It serves the surrounding area, and no one from Port Bruce is walking to the library. I can tell you that. Thanks.
Thank you for that. So yes, it does seem like a worthwhile discussion to be had. Any further comments? Councillor Blinsky?
Madam Mayor, I was just wondering if anyone took into consideration when the funds were first requested of the residents and companies in the area, if anyone considered getting permission to put a library at the complex, since that was not one of the purposes that were suggested at that time. And now we have pickleball and a very other activities taking place. And if the library goes out there, then the facility will be lost as far as the use for the purpose that it was intended. And the other thing I was wondering, if we go ahead with the library, was there a stipulation there that the money that came in as funds to build a complex for a particular purpose will have to be returned to the donors? Or has that time come and gone so that would not be a condition of the library going out there? my point is, has anyone inquired into that particular situation? And if there is a hang up there, I would sooner know about it now than after we put the library in and somebody says, well, you owe us money because we gave it for a particular purpose and you're using it for something else. If that is the situation, I would rather know now than afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that up. I think that is worthwhile to consider as part of the public discussions, including donors who contributed to the facility. So yes, so let's make sure we add that to the discussion, that we specifically clarify any obligations, legal or otherwise. Any further comments? Deputy Mayor?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I can appreciate the pickleball comment, but I think we were shown that the Hall of May only make 30-something thousand as a projection for the next year, and the library would bring in, what, 180? So the way the place is bleeding money, it's a great business decision to do that, and it would be great for both the municipalities, because I'm seeing some of the estimates coming in for roofing and such, and if we don't get some extra money flowing, that's gonna be the taxes are gonna have to go up, because we can't afford that kind of stuff, so. Thank you.
Yeah, another good point. So will be all the points to consider as part of the public discussion. Okay, so we have a mover and seconder. If there are no further comments, all those in favor? And that is carried. Okay, that brings us, the next item on the agenda is a consideration to promote the AMO campaign that, so the Association of Municipalities of Ontario has prepared a good advocacy package during the provincial election campaign to promote the needs of municipalities and promoting the fact that there's a need to revisit the deal, if we can call it that, or the way the transfers are done between municipalities and the province. There's a recognition that more and more municipal tax dollars go to pay for provincial services, and it's been several decades since there's been a full review of the transfers. And right now, as we saw again this evening, we rely on a lot of grants, which means that it's not predictable long-term planning, and yet we have long-term plans that are expected of us with asset management planning and so on. So the suggestion here would be for us to support. So as a township we have one more week before the election. So to promote some of the materials that AMO has prepared to advocate for that. So it's a nonpartisan campaign, just encouraging all candidates to sit down with municipalities after the election. So we can read the resolution and then I'll open it up for discussion.
Whereas the Association of Municipalities of Ontario has launched a nonpartisan campaign to increase the engagement of municipalities and awareness of voters during the provincial election, whereas AMO's campaign, titled Vote Like Your Quality of Life Depends on It, has identified 3 areas that require a new and improved partnership between municipalities and the province, including the need to curb reliance on municipal property taxes to fund provincial responsibilities, the need to invest in local infrastructure to build housing through long-term predictable funding, and the need to tackle homelessness. Be it resolved that staff be directed to use AMO's communications toolkit to promote AMO's key messages on the 3 priority areas on all social media platforms.
Thank you. Mover and seconder, please. Councillor Leach moves. Councillor Glinsky seconds. Questions, comments, discussion? Seeing Councillor Leach?
I think it's fabulous that we have resources to help educate our community members, because it seems that every election, the number of voters turning out decreases and the issues become more and more intense. So this is an excellent tool to help our community.
Yes, really good point. Any further comments or questions? All those in favor? And that is carried. Next, we move to bylaws. There's only one bylaw. And leave the room, make it official. Go ahead.
That the following bylaw be now read a third time and finally passed, bylaw 2239, the Tate Stream bylaw.
Thank you. Mover and seconder. Counselor Wilson moves, Counselor Leach seconds. All those in favor? That is carried. Next, we will move to Committee of the Whole.
Resolved that we do now move into the committee of the whole.
Mover and seconder, please. Counselor Wilson moves, Counselor Leach seconds. All in favor? That is carried. The only item in for the committee this evening is the correspondence. There are 9 items. Any comments? Seeing none, we'll proceed with the resolution to receive.
Be it resolved that all correspondence items be received and filed.
Mover and seconder, please. Deputy Mayor Whitner moves, Counselor Wilson seconds, all in favor. That is carried. And that was the only item for the Committee of the Whole, so we can adjourn.
Resolved that we do now move out of committee of the whole and reconvene the regular council meeting.
Mover and seconder, please. Counselor Glinski moves. Counselor Leach seconds, all in favor. That is carried. There's no closed session items, so we can proceed with the confirmatory bylaw.
That bylaw number 2513, being a confirmatory bylaw, be given first, second, and third readings and properly signed and sealed.
Mover and seconder, please. Counselor Wilson moves, Counselor Leach seconds, all in favor. That is carried. Which brings us to adjournment.
The council adjourn its meeting at 7:38 PM to meet again on March 6, 2025 at 7 PM.
Mover and seconder, Deputy Mayor Whitner moves. Counselor Leach seconds, all in favor. And that is carried. Thank you, everyone. Go Canada, go. Enjoy the game. Have a nice evening.